Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. The rapper Young Miami from the City Girls called out Tyla for taking her song. So Young Miami said that she has this song called Take Me to Chanel. Tyla has a song with a similar concept called Chanel, but instead of saying take me to Chanel, she says put me in Chanel. Now I did hear the song side by side. The songs sound nothing alike. Absolutely nothing alike. And to me, it sounds like Drake is on Tyla's song. I don't know if he's featured on there or if she is just sampling his vocals or using a reference track of his. Who knows? But yeah, Miami feels like Tyla stole her song. She went on Twitter and said, "This girl really ran off with my song and I don't know how to feel about it. Mind you, I played this song for this girl. Like B, I'm confused. Take me to Chanel better than put me in Chanel." Somebody said, "Miami, that song took you forever to drop." And she said, "Don't matter. It's my MFN song." And then she quoted this post where Tyla was teasing her song Chanel. And she said, "Let's talk about it." And she said, "I played her the song." So does Young Miami have a point? Is she justified in feeling that Tyla took her song when she played the song for Tyla? I mean, she's not really wrong for feeling like her concept was stolen, but the songs don't really sound alike. In fact, I actually like Tyla's song. I like the snippet that I heard so far, and it sounds like it could be a hit for her. And she did promote it. She said the song is coming out next week. I noticed she didn't even respond to Young Miami. She just kind of paid her dust and promoted her song. But if Young Miami has a case, if she has receipts and proof that she played the song for Tyla beforehand, and she knows for a fact that her concept was used, then yeah, she possibly could seek credit for the song. But if not, she could always release her version of the song, and hey, people might tune into that too, you know? But anyway, moving on, I want to talk about Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj was trending in the blogs this week. She did shock a lot of her fans when she said that she was canceling the release of her 6th album. However, she did go back on Twitter Spaces and she said that she is still releasing her album. So she probably was just going through the motions because it seems like there is more stuff happening behind the scenes that are frustrating her. And once again, she called out Jay-Z and Desiree Perez from Roc Nation in a series of tweets. Now, Nicki has not made it a secret that she has had some issues with Roc Nation. She alleged that they have been sabotaging her behind the scenes. They've affected her touring. They took money from her. There's even this conspiracy theory that they have sent moles to infiltrate her camp. They've allegedly been behind smear campaigns against her. I mean, there's a lot, right? And some people might think, well, why is she always calling out Roc Nation and blaming them for stuff? How do we know that they're behind all of this? Well, when you start to see other people come out and validate what she's saying, you gotta pay attention. DJ Akademiks spoke out and said, "Pray for Nicki Minaj, Roc Nation devious. I'ma leave it there." Now, DJ Akademiks has his own situation with Roc Nation because they had him deposed for this whole case involving Milagro Grams and Megan Thee Stallion. But he claims that they were fishing for information on Nicki and Drake. And also he said that they sent private investigators to surveillance him.
Now, even when I was talking to the judge today, I told the judge, I said, "Judge, the reason why I feel this is harassment, Roc Nation sent people to my house out of the last 70, 75 days. 40 days out of those months, people are parked out my house. It's like a stakeout. They're now camping out of everybody who I know's crib, and it's not for me because they all know where I live at. I could tell they have whatever agenda they have versus Nicki, they're operating on, right? So they're like, let's see if Act knows anything. And Meg Thee Stallion versus a blogger has nothing to do with Nicki Minaj. Yet they ask about Nicki Minaj. Yet they brought up Drake multiple times. I do want to sit here and I want to validate some of what Nicki Minaj is saying. Because what Nicki Minaj is alluding to with Roc Nation, I've seen that they use bully tactics to silence people, to get their way, to try to sway, coerce, and change people's opinions of things they care about. and they do it through nefarious means, or they will throw a ton of money, and you never know. Somebody might pop out the woodworks with an accusation, with a debt that you supposedly owe them, or they'll make up something that you're about to have to sell your house. I'm telling y'all, everyone isn't saying these things because of nothing. Yo, Jay-Z, you got it, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, Jay got like 3 cars in front of my house just like sitting there.
You say you need a white flag.
I need a white flag. I'm done. Y'all got it, man.
Now, there have been other people who have called out Roc Nation for their tactics, and 2 of them included Van Lathan from TMZ and also Nessa, who is the wife of Colin Kaepernick. They both said that Roc Nation allegedly was behind the smear campaign against Colin, and they were hired by the NFL to do so because the NFL wanted to suppress the growing criticism that they were receiving over blackballing Colin Kaepernick for protesting against police brutality.
Nicki Minaj recently shared her experience of going through different smear campaigns and what happens behind the scenes, talking about Jay-Z, Desiree Perez, and Roc Nation, right? And a lot of people, what I saw online, were questioning her about this. And sadly, I knew it wasn't even a question because I saw it happen to Colin. And the worst part about during that time were the smear campaigns that were happening behind the scenes to try to discredit Colin publicly, to sway people to think that Colin was okay being blackballed or he was asking for a lot of money to play again. He was never offered a job the minute he protested.
But I know for sure, that Roc Nation was seeding negative stories about Colin Kaepernick during the time that he was really in traction with Jay-Z. I know who was on the other end of the phone. I know who Harvey's Roc Nation contact is, right? But the fact that they were people from Roc Nation that were trying to put negative stories about Colin Kaepernick into the ether is true.
Also, I can't forget about this. Damori Hadley, who is the daughter of Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, gone through a lot as well. She said that her mother allegedly had private investigators stalk her and her husband, and she also made other allegations that are very disturbing, and in her paperwork, she has collected a lot of receipts to help support her claims.
I have been falsely imprisoned and through the misuse of the Baker Act, the Marchman Act, and a petition for a guardianship. And then my husband was falsely imprisoned 3 times. And then we've had to deal with harassment following both from licensed and unlicensed private investigators, as well as both of us being sued, as well as both of us being potentially gagged. And then both of us threatened, and then both of us followed on a 24/7 basis for the last 2 years.
Now, Damori's case against her mother, Desiree Perez, is going forward. Her allegations of conspiracy, false imprisonment, and civil rights violations have been approved. However, the RICO allegation was dropped. Either way, Damori is making some headway in her case. And that should tell you something. I mean, it should tell you that even what Nicki has alleged about Roc Nation is not really far-fetched, but it's really up to the public whether they want to believe it or not, you know? But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.